When it comes to investing, it's easy to chase the hottest stock or the latest trend. But what if I told you there's a way more reliable strategy that helps you sleep at night and could set you up for life? One based on investing in predictable yet shunned sectors. These aren't your mainstream darlings, but rather sectors that are often overlooked, undervalued, and primed for massive growth in the long run. This is theme or sector investing, and it's how smart investors build real wealth by focusing on long-term trends that others ignore. In today's video, we'll break down the power of theme investing and how we use this strategy on our platform to secure our financial future in an increasingly chaotic and confusing world. We'll explain why patience is key, how diversification within these themes mitigates risks, and why sometimes being a contrarian pays off big. Let's dive in. This video is produced by the team at Capitalist Exploits. Headed by professional asset managers Chris McIntosh and Brad McFadden, the team hunts for deep value assets that are surprisingly contrarian despite strong fundamental cases for potential future appreciation. If you're looking to gain access and insight as to the personal investments of active hedge fund managers and in-depth reasoning as to why they've invested in the assets they're sharing, check the links in the description below. You'll get access to advice on how to allocate, organize, and think about your portfolio while joining a growing community of people thinking outside of the box. Enjoy monthly updates, open Q&As, regular newsletters, a community forum, organized portfolios, investing education videos, and more with the Capitalist Exploits Insider subscription. If you're not ready to fully take the leap, we also offer the Capitalist Exploits Insider newsletter series for $1 for the first 30 days and $35 a month thereafter. Do note, our investing strategy and philosophy can deviate a lot from the mainstream. We offer a money-back guarantee regardless, but make sure you're on board with our investing philosophy and global outlook before deciding to join us. To start, one of the key principles behind theme investing is long-term patience. Many of the themes we're looking at, whether it's commodities, energy, or shipping, aren't going to pay off overnight. These sectors can remain undervalued for years or even go through cyclical downturns, but when they hit, they can explode. Let's take the example of commodities. As global demand rises and supply constraints kick in, prices are likely to surge. It's not really a question of if, more so when. But here's where patience comes in. You have to be willing to ride through the lows to catch the eventual wave of growth. It's this kind of contrarian thinking that positions you ahead of the market. While most investors jump in and out of trends, chasing short-term gains, theme investing is about holding steady even when everyone else is jumping ship. Our advice? Don't get rattled by short-term volatility. Hold strong through market downturns, and you'll be rewarded when these sectors inevitably rebound. So, you might be beginning to understand the theory behind our investment philosophy, but some important questions remain. One of them being, how do I actually approach investing in these sectors? Well, let's talk about that next. So, this is where a sector-wide focus can work in your favor. Instead of spending endless hours trying to pick the perfect stock, you can invest broadly across the entire sector. This isn't only easier, but also reduces your risk. For example, instead of betting all your money on a single oil company, you can invest across oil producers, oil service companies, and offshore drillers. This gives you exposure to the entire sector, allowing you to benefit from the overall trend without the risk of betting it all on one stock. We still, of course, screen for the best stocks possible in our portfolio, but this method of investing just removes so much risk. This, in essence, is the core strategy we apply in the Capitalist Exploits Insider portfolio. We recommend small positions across many themes because sometimes it's the entire sector that's poised for a turnaround, not just one company. If one stock underperforms, for instance, your broad exposure ensures that others pick up the slack. And remember, the goal is to capture the sector's growth, not just one company's performance. Theme investing often requires a contrarian mindset. Some of the best opportunities come from sectors that are unloved or misunderstood by the broader market. These sectors might be facing short-term headwinds, but that's exactly what creates the opportunity for outsized returns. Take agriculture, offshore oil, or shipping, for instance. industries that have been ignored or even shunned by mainstream investors, and industries that we invest in currently. The market sees challenges in these sectors and moves on, but what they're missing are crucial factors such as the long-term supply constraints that could eventually drive a massive price rebound. This is where the concept of asymmetric opportunities comes into play. The downside is often limited. How much lower can a sector go when it's already been beaten down up to 90% in some cases? Meanwhile, the upside potential is enormous, particularly when the supply-demand imbalances correct themselves. The key here? Patience and conviction. You need to believe in the long-term thesis and be willing to ride out periods of underperformance. These types of opportunities don't come around every day, but when they do, they can deliver huge rewards for those with patience. Another powerful strategy in theme investing is dividends. Sectors like energy, utilities, and shipping often offer high dividend yields, which can provide consistent income even while you're waiting for capital appreciation. But it's not just about the income. Reinvesting dividends can lead to compound growth over time. It's this reinvestment that can significantly boost your total returns. Imagine this: even if stock prices remain stagnant for a while, those dividends keep adding up, and when the sector finally turns around, you're looking at exponential growth. This is why dividend-paying sectors are so attractive in a theme-based portfolio. You're not just waiting for the capital appreciation, you're compounding your returns along the way. It's the combination of steady income and capital growth that makes these sectors such a compelling play. But there's one more way to enhance your gains: through smart diversification. Let's quickly break that down as well. When we say smart diversification, we don't just mean across all the different sectors, but also within the sector or theme. For example, within our offshore oil and gas sector or theme, we don't just invest in oil producers. We diversify across oil services, natural gas developers, and even refining companies. Why? Because different subsectors benefit from different trends. For instance, rising oil prices benefit producers, while increased exploration and drilling benefits service companies. By spreading investments across multiple subsectors, you're capturing the full range of growth opportunities while further mitigating risks. We at the Insider Service encourage and seek out this kind of holistic approach in our investments, ensuring you're not overexposed to any single company or trend. This method allows you to balance your portfolio and still capture the broader upside potential. But of course, no investment strategy is complete without considering the risks. So let's talk about how to manage that risk effectively. One thing we can't avoid when discussing theme investing is volatility. Sectors like commodities, energy, and shipping are notoriously cyclical, with prices rising and falling sharply over time. That's why risk management is crucial. We generally recommend starting with small positions in high volatility sectors and gradually increasing exposure as your confidence in the theme grows. This way, you're not overexposed to any single market fluctuation. Equally important, staying disciplined during downturns. Markets will drop. It's inevitable. But instead of panicking, long-term investors who hold through tough times often see the biggest rewards when the market recovers. The key is understanding the cyclical nature of these industries and being ready to ride through the storm. One of the biggest drivers in thematic investing is identifying sectors with supply constraints. Think of offshore oil exploration, where new production is limited, or precious metals, where regulatory restrictions have tightened supply. When demand eventually outstrips supply, prices skyrocket. The trick is to invest early, before these constraints manifest fully into higher prices. Once these supply-demand imbalances become clear, the market responds, and those who got in early stand to make the biggest gains. This is what makes theme investing so exciting. You're anticipating where the market is going based on structural trends and positioning yourself before most people and institutions catch on. Lastly, we can't ignore the role of geopolitical and economic risks. These factors can cause rapid shifts in supply and demand, particularly in sectors like energy and commodities. This is why we suggest diversifying across geographies to hedge against political instability or economic shocks in a specific region. For example, oil exploration in the Middle East may face different risks than exploration in South America. By spreading your investment across different regions, you can mitigate the impact of geopolitical events on your portfolio. It's all about understanding how global events can influence the markets you're investing in and positioning yourself to weather those risks. To wrap up, theme investing is all about long-term patience, contrarian thinking, and smart diversification. You're investing in sectors that are often overlooked but have massive potential once the market catches up. The key strategies include investing with a long-term horizon in sectors that may take years to materialize but offer substantial upside, diversifying across subsectors and regions to capture multiple growth drivers while managing risk, reinvesting dividends to compound returns, particularly in high-yielding sectors like energy and shipping, focusing on contrarian opportunities with asymmetric risk-reward profiles where the downside is limited but the upside potential is considerable. By following these principles and staying committed to the long-term view, theme investing can set you up for life. Theme and sector-based investing is the core of what we do at Capitalist Exploits Insider. If you're interested to learn more about our specific sectors, stocks, and rationale behind all of this, be sure to check out all the links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay informed.